Afternoons at 5 on Z94 KZOR. All right, it's time for Stuart Smalley again. Gib, your favorite. Repeat after me. I feel happy, calm.
I feel happy,
calm, and fulfilled.
And fulfilled.
So daily affirmations have now been linked to improved mental health. This comes from a new study now from UC Berkeley. In the study, participants were asked to say daily affirmations for 20 seconds for a month. So every day, 20 seconds for a month. And the researchers found that the daily affirmation practice was associated with greater self-compassion, emotional well-being, and even reduced stress. And the more often people did the practice, the greater the benefits. And we used to make fun of this when it was on Saturday Night Live.
Well, Saturday Night Live was making fun of this self-help trend that was coming out. And then all of a sudden, we're more and more research, we're finding that it really works. And here's the
guarantee the actors on that show are now doing it.
Oh, I'm 100% sure Al Franken is doing it. That's who played Stuart Smalley.
Right.
You look yourself in the mirror, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. I mean, keep doing it. And here's the thing, as weird as it may feel when you're first starting, do it out loud, because your brain is going to say it. So the speech part of your brain is going to experience the emotion of you are good, you are calm, you are fulfilled. But then your ears are going to hear it. And when your ears hear it, you're actually lighting up another part of your brain. And that process is going to engage more of your brain and make it more of your emotional reality. And as weird as it is, as easy as it is to make fun of, oh my goodness, it works. And we have talked about this so many times.
Again, the latest study from UC Berkeley. I feel happy, I'm calm, and fulfilled.
Don't be alarmed when you see all your friends and neighbors posing for selfies by the gas pumps at Alon DK. They're just competing for weekly prizes in the Fuel Madness Challenge. Enter today for your chance to win free fuel for a year. No purchase necessary. Visit myalon.com for rules and exclusions.
Everyday specials are going on this week at Thriftway and La Tienda in Hobbs.
Fresh sirloin in pork roast, $1.77 a pound. Family pack boneless beef New York strip steak, $9.97 a pound. Jumbo navel oranges, 97 cents a pound. In liquor, save on 12-pack Bud, Tecate, Coors, or Miller Lite, $13.99. And 12-pack Dos Equis or Estrella, $14.99.
For all your grocery specials, come to La Tienda, 400 East Marlin, and Thriftway in the Broadmoor Shopping Center.
It's a slam dunk. March Markdown Madness is back, and it's time to rush to Permian Ford during Truck Month and get the new Ford you want. Choose from our huge inventory and great selection. But don't wait. March Markdown Madness has begun, and the savings are everywhere. It's your chance to trade in and trade up while you save thousands with our absolute best price from the best lineup of 2024 trucks and SUVs. Now is the time to slam dunk your deal. We refuse to let price or payment stand in the way. Permian Ford has something for everyone and has one of the largest selections of gas and diesel Super Duty trucks in the Western region. These markdowns won't last long. From our lot to your driveway, we will help you find a vehicle quickly and easily. Come join the madness today during Truck Month at Permian Ford.
Permian Ford!
On the corner of Del Paso and Sanger.
Truck Central USA.
Visit PermianFord.net.
Hi, this is Madison from Babe's Restaurant and Bar. St. Patrick's Day is March 17th, and we're celebrating all weekend, serving corned beef and cabbage, mouth-watering Reuben sandwiches, and our full menu. Then wash it all down with a Guinness draft beer and keep the glass. This weekend, everyone's Irish at Babe's. Taste the difference that quality makes. Great food, great service, cold beer. St. Patty's Weekend at Babe's, across from the Lee County Event Center in Hobbs.
Your Lucky Weekend is back for 3 days only, March 14th through 16th. $3 pays until March 23rd with promo code LUCKY3 on a new agreement. Come in the store and see our big inventory or shop thousands of products that are available online at rentacenter.com. $3 down. Delivers on any new contract at Rent-A-Center. A new living room set, bedroom set, a new refrigerator, computer, or how about a new big screen TV? Name brand merchandise at Rent-A-Center with worry-free guarantee. No credit option? Check. Early purchase option? Check. Free delivery and curbside pickup? Check. Competitor price match? Check, check, check. Rent-A-Center, located at 2404 North Grimes in the Albertsons Plaza, locally owned and operated. Want a better career with more money and more benefits? The Lee County Correctional Facility is hiring. Apply for jobs like cadet, correctional officer, substance abuse counselor, and lots more. Cadets and correctional officers earn $20 per hour, plus they receive a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Some positions at the Lee County Correctional Facility pay $70,000 per year. Did I mention the benefits? Medical, dental, and vision insurance, as well as paid holidays and paid time off, 401k, and the coolest yet, tuition reimbursement. Apply online at jobs.geogroup.com, or you can call Jade at 392-4055. That's Jade at 392-4055. Lee County Correctional Facility is an equal opportunity employer.
Lee County Correctional Facility. You can make a difference. Be a part of the team.
Some people just know bundling with Allstate means big savings. Just like they know the right ingredient means big flavor. They know honey on pizza is where it's at. And olive oil on ice cream is the cherry on top. And they know when you bundle home and auto with Allstate, you can save up to 25%.
Bundled savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
My new exercise bike. Yeah, more like my $1,500 coat rack.
At Babbel, we get it. Learning something new is hard, especially a new language.
My Spanish starts and ends at Adios.
Make it easy on yourself with Babbel. In just 10 minutes a day, you can start having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Hola, Espanol.
It starts here. To try Babbel free, text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
Z94 KZO.
For your life on Z94 KZOR. Okay, single people, it's time to talk about pre-dating. This is what relationship experts call the online research we do before going on a date with somebody new. Some people call it pre-date stalking. 48% of women do it, apparently, researching a guy on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram before a first date. But relationship experts say we need to stop pre-date Googling people, and here's why. Technology makes it way too easy to discount people before you even give them a chance, because you may look at a few Instagram shots and think, not my type, before giving them a chance. Dr. Nicole Ellison is a professor of information at the University of Michigan. She says, we now treat dating like online shopping. There's always another option with the next click. But until you actually meet somebody and see them in 3D, there's no way to know if you have a connection or chemistry. It's because chemistry is biological. You have to be face-to-face to pick up on cues like body language, eye contact, facial expressions, micro-expressions, and smell. Brian Alexander wrote the book, The Chemistry Between Us, The Science of Attraction. He says, eye contact is one of the main ways humans have evaluated each other since the dawn of time. It triggers a release of neurochemicals which draw two people together. You can't get that through Google. So go ahead and Google your potential date. You know you will anyway, but go on the date anyway, because when it comes to attraction, in-person interaction increase the value of your home by nearly 30% without you picking up a hammer. All you need to do is landscape the front yard. Landscaping items like mature trees, filled-in shrubs, and a green lawn will increase the value of your home by 28% and decrease the time it sits on the market by more than 15%. This is according to landscape economist John Harris. One study from Syracuse found that a large canopy tree, like a maple, planted in the front yard, increased the average sale price of a home by nearly $10,000. Wow! That's the same as adding 130 square feet of finished space. And beautiful trees not only add to your home's value, they'll increase the resale value of your neighbor's houses, too. Charge them for it. In the study, the tree added nearly $2,000 in value to each of the 7 houses within 100 feet.
Intelligence for your life.
New dirty drinks have officially arrived at Sonic, and your favorite Route 44 just got a sweet and creamy upgrade. Trust us, you haven't lived until you've had Dr. Pepper soda dirty. And if you're wondering why we named them dirty drinks, let me explain. It's the best ice in the world, your favorite soda, and a refreshing blend of coconut flavor, sweet cream, and lime. When it's that delicious, you can call it whatever the heck you want. New dirty drinks now at Sonic. Limited time only at participating Sonic drive-ins. Fanta and Dr. Pepper are used under license.
The Eunice Clinic is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. Go Cardinals! You're the pride of Eunice. The Eunice Health Clinic offers many of the same basic services that many local physicians provide. They specialize in sick care for all ages, women's exams, physicals, health education, lab tests, and diagnostic studies. They're proud supporters of athletic and academic events. The Eunice Health Clinic is proud to back the Cardinals. Go Cards!
Western States Insurance.
Why choose Western States Insurance as your independent insurance agent? Because Western States Insurance is more than an insurance agency. They're a people agency dedicated to the insurance needs of their customers. Western States Insurance is large enough to provide the products you demand and small enough to offer you personal service.
We've got you covered. Western States Insurance.
Call 396-1318 or go by 212 North Love in Lovington.
A wind advisory and a red flag warning in effect for the entire area through this early evening. 78 for our afternoon high today. For tonight, partly cloudy, 45, winds stay out of the west, but they are going to settle down. Sunny and 73 on Thursday before the next front moves through. 50-50 shot of rain showers and down in the lower 40s Thursday night. Weather, HobbsAmerica.com.
Welcome to Lovington Wildcat State Tournament Basketball on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington, the Z94 KZOR app, the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and HobbsAmerica.com. Lovington Wildcat State Tournament Basketball is brought to you by Bob's Thriftway, the Lee County Electric Cooperative, Battle Energy, Now Pharmacy, the Lovington Schools, Eunice Pump and Supply, R360, Norley Hospital, LECO, IPS Incorporated, and Lasco Construction. From the pit in Albuquerque on the campus of the University of New Mexico, it is time for the boys 4A quarterfinal matchup between your Lovington Wildcats and the Valley Vikings. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Don Morgan, Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing. So Don, the Cats come in as the number 7 team in the state, taking on a tough number 2 Valley squad. But as we now know, for 100% certain, the 7-2 matchup can go the way of the number 7.
That's right. We just came from the Rio Rancho Event Center, and the 7th-seeded Pecos team knocked off number 2 seed Eunice, and did it in, it didn't come down to 2 or 3 points at the end, and they did that pretty handily. So, still congratulations to the Cardinals on a great season. But yeah, it was an upset for sure, and we could see that here. It is possible. 7 beating 2. It's happened. It could happen again.
It certainly could. The winner of this game will move on to take on the Hope Christian Huskies at 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, right back here at the pit. Hope Christian knocking off Artesia earlier this morning, 67-61. So Lovington is the last of the boys' teams standing for our part of the world.
That's right. Lovington beat Portales 70-61 Saturday to earn their place here in the quarterfinals, and that was the 4th time in the season that Lovington had defeated Portales. And of course, Valley comes into this having beaten Bloomfield on Saturdays very handily, 64-23 to move here into the quarterfinals. And by the way, Valley did beat Artesia 38-36 in overtime. That sounds like a thriller. Also, Valley beat Silver 64-46. They also defeated Hope Christian 49-48 in overtime earlier this season. That's if Lovington could beat this team and move on, that really says something. But Valley comes into this thinking that they've beaten all the players and they're ready for the championship game, but they've got to make it through, all 3 rounds here, and it starts against Lovington today.
Well, it does, and the Wildcats are coming in, of course, as you mentioned, after knocking off Portales in the first round. Their first trip back to the Elite 8 in the last 12 years. And they didn't get to play in the pit that game. I remember I called it. It was over at the then Star Center, now the Rio Rancho Event Center. So it has been a long time since the Lovington boys team has been here at the pit in Albuquerque, and looking forward to this as we watch the teams warm up. Of course, Valley, you talk about, all the people that they have beaten. And when the seedings originally came out, Valley was number 1. And they did some reassessment on that and realized that no, indeed, Highland was the number 1 team.
Right.
So Lovington winds up playing this Valley squad. But looking at the 2 teams, pardon me, Lovington looks to have the size advantage, as Lovington, of course, with Cale Covington,
He's really settled things down at that center position. Of course, coming back from injury has really been a big part of what Coach Casey Pack and his Wildcats do. That gives them that inside presence that really they were lacking. Valente Herrera has done a nice job in there, but he is not as consistent in the scoring and rebounding. Covington, and what Covington does is he opens the outside for the shooters, Julian Arroyo, and especially Julian Arroyo, but also Micah Pondo. That gives them a little breathing room on the outside, or it gives them the option when they put two people on Covington to slow him down. It opens up lanes.
That's right. And, good news that Cale is a junior. So, he's finishing out this season, and we've got him for the next one. Cale right now is one of the bright lights on the boys team. Not the only one. He's leading in field goal percentage. It's at 53%. The big news is, since he's a big guy, and he's pulling down rebounds at 9.7 per game average. He has, back on the field goals, he has 180 field goals on the season right now. That ranks him 12th in the state in terms of sinking free throws. And he also has 15 double-doubles. He's one of the top, scorers in the state in double-doubles as well. He's not the only double-double, guy on the team. DeMarcus Thompson actually has 6 double-doubles on the season as well.
And DeMarcus starting the season a little bit slowly, but has really come into his own in his senior season. There's been a couple of games where Arroyo has been, just not had a good game. Sometimes he's been a little sick or been a little banged up, but has not been able to, really get it going as we're used to with Julian, who averages nearly 20 points a game. But it's been DeMarcus Thompson that has stepped up and said, all right, you can come on my back, you can come on my shoulders, watch what I can do. And really, it was DeMarcus that led the team against Portales this last week.
Yeah, and DeMarcus, he's such an athletic guy. He's a natural athlete. He's a multi-sport athlete, and he's so athletic so physical, so athletic, but he doesn't sacrifice any quickness for that heavy presence. He's got what I call a heavy presence in the lane when he's there. He can use some muscle and keep some folks out. In fact, he's got 0.6 blocks per game. He leads the team in steals. He's so fast. He can pick your pocket and be gone before you know it. And he has stepped up, as you said. Sometimes Julian Arroyo, other teams know that he's the number one shooter. I mean, Julian leads the team 16.5 points per game, and so he comes in with a big target on his back. He gets double teamed a lot. They forget about DeMarcus, so DeMarcus says, hey, I tell you, one of the bright spots and the most promising, young players on this Lovington team is freshman Jojo Perea. He's already coming in. Perez, I'm sorry. And he sparks the team off of the bench. And he's just a very promising athlete. He comes in and he plays a lot older than a freshman. And I just, looking forward to that. And he's getting some valuable playing time, in the playoffs here. And maybe we'll be able to get in this game at the Pit as well. Don't know.
I would imagine he would be. And a lot of time lately, too, speaking of the youngsters, sophomore Ethan Stevens has also seen a lot of time here recently. And he's been picking up a lot of slack. And he's one of them. He's really more of a threat from the outside, but he has been working on that inside game. Something tells me Grandpa's been working with him. Coach Stevens, his grandfather.
I think so. Yeah, Ethan, I know I was just about to talk about, these bright young lights, and he's definitely one of them with Perez. But they've got good leadership, some, juniors and seniors out here with a little bit of experience now. That, none of these members of the team have played at the Pit before. They don't have this experience, but they had a tough preseason and have come through that season, and they've got they're hopefully bringing a lot of that experience in here with them. This atmosphere is pressure packed, and it can be so loud, and it just the difference in your sight lines, on this court and everything, it can intimidate a lot of players and a lot of teams, and sometimes the pressure, will wear on a team later in the game and their poise falls apart. So it's going to be incumbent on a team that's really emotional, like Lovington, to really keep their focus, use that emotion just to drive their energy, but keep their heads about them, keep their cool, play with some poise, and that really will go a long ways here in the pit.
Well, I think it certainly can. As the Cats and the Vikings continue their warm-ups, we are in your Stone Oilfield Services pregame show from Stone Oilfield Services. Anything you need out in the patch, Mr. Stone and his crew can take care of you. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, come back and continue. Wildcat playoff basketball continues on Z94 KZOR.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one call oil and gas company.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Back here at the pit in Albuquerque, getting ready for the start of this 2024 NMAA State 2A 4A quarterfinal game between your Lovington Wildcats and the Valley Vikings. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Dawn Morgan, Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing.
And we have a message from the New Mexico Broadcasters Association, NMBA, very helpful in making sure that our data lines and ports are all set up and that we have the proper, data connections and IT worked out for us to be able to broadcast the game. So we'd like to remind you on their behalf to keep New Mexico roads safe. Don't be distracted with phone calls, texting, talking to passengers, or even daydreaming. Many crashes occur when the driver is doing something other than driving, so drive safe New Mexico. Sponsored by NMDOT.
And we appreciate their help and providing our phone and data service from here at the pit in Albuquerque and at the Rio Rancho Event Center in Rio Rancho. So as we continue the Stone Oilfield Services pregame show, the teams continue their warm-up. So for the Cats, Dawn, we've seen them all year. They are a team that plays, and you mentioned it, they're an emotional team, and they play on those emotions. But when the emotions are running high and they can put their foot on the gas, they can really play impressive basketball. The key is keeping your foot on the gas.
Exactly, and I think, when they're running full tilt and they're able to, dominate and control the basketball and really get offensive rhythm going, it's great. They're a team that's gotten better at transitions this season, I think, as the season has gone on, and that's going to be so important against this team. Albuquerque Valley Vikings come in under head coach Easy Panas at 22-6 and ranked number 2, and they have a lot of seniors on this team. I'm looking down here. They have a lot of juniors and seniors. Almost all of them are juniors and seniors. Yeah, in fact, I don't think when I was writing the rosters down, not a single sophomore, freshman on it. They have a lot of experience. They bring in this. They have they're kind of spread out. They're not just a one guy team, but they do rely on their big gun really is number 11, senior Julian Chavez. He comes in at 13.9 points per game. He leads in steals at 2.8. He leads rebounds at 5 per game. So he's really one of their top guys. Junior number 5, Luciano Mondragon, is leading in assists at 2.6. He's got a 55% field goal percentage shooting average. And their senior number 33, Recindo Roybal, is a big guy, and he's leading in blocks at 0.5 per game. So those are, and Tyler Kozlowski is their 3-point shooter. He's made 62 3-pointers this season. So watch out for him, and Lovington's going to have to really put a hand in his face and try to control the perimeter shooting of Albuquerque Valley, because they come into this one, they're thinking, hey, no problem, we're the number 2 seed, Lovington's number 7. They're definitely confident coming into this. I think they really have to watch out for a very capable Lovington team.
Well, this Lovington team is certainly, as you mentioned, capable of taking it to these Valley Vikings. And, just a quick note, it was Valley actually last season that ended the Lovington Wildcat baseball season in the first round. And a couple of these Wildcats, like Michael Pondo, are also on the baseball team. Right. So maybe able to get a little revenge on the hardwood.
And these two teams are in such separate districts. Valley's in District 6-4A, and the only common team that Lovington and Valley have played is Artesia.
And that didn't go too well for Lovington.
Didn't go well for Lovington, and Valley beat Artesia in that 38-36 overtime thriller. So that's any indication. And you look at past performance, you look at a lot of things going into games. You look at stats, you look at probabilities and possibilities, and it all comes down to who's playing well on the day of. And as the saying goes, any team can be beaten, and on any given day, any team can win on any given day. Let's see who's going to win this one and move on into the semifinals.
We will, as that wraps up the Stonewall Field Services pregame show. We'll take a timeout for the national anthem and come back with the starting lineups and the tip-off. Wildcat playoff basketball continues in a moment on KZOR.
Lovington schools support their students, staff, and faculty. Create, achieve, transform, and succeed are the words that Lovington school members live by. There are many school activities happening. Make sure you show your support and cheer on our students. If you or someone you know would like more information about Lovington schools, please log on to lovingtonschools.net. This message is brought to you by Lovington Schools Administration.
Introducing a smarter, your Lee County Electric account. It is called Smart Hub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the Smart Hub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the Smart Hub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with Smart Hub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington. Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one call oil and gas company.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to her student athletes competing this week in state.
Welcome back to state basketball tournament action from the pit on 94.1 KZOR, Lovington Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan, and with the call, here is TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn. As we get ready for the start of this one, the teams being introduced out onto the floor right now. Starting five for your 7th-seeded Lovington Wildcats under head coach Casey Pack. It'll be number 1, DeMarcus Thompson. Number 3, Julian Arroyo. Number 4, Elijah Rivero. Number 12, Micah Pondo. And number 24, Cale Covington. The Wildcats will be wearing the road blues here in this quarterfinal matchup. The blue unis with the white stripes, the white letters and numbers, and cats in script on the front of those jerseys as they prepare to introduce the Valley Vikings, the number 2 seed under coach E.Z. Panaz, 22-6 on the year. Valley will be wearing their home white unis with the maroon letters and numbers, and Vikings in block lettering on the front. Hope you are doing well today as we get ready for the 4th game of our 4-peat today, of course, or not over the last 2 days, I should say, as 2 wins yesterday, and right now Lovington looking to make it a 3-for-4 first round up here in Albuquerque, Dawn.
Yeah, that's right. We had the Tatum girls and the Hobbs girls both win their quarterfinal games yesterday, and now, of course, the Lovington team as the visitors, as the lower seed, come in against the home Valley King.
As Valley starters being announced right now, it'll be number 3, Tyler Kozalski. Number 5, Luciano Mondragon. Number 10, that'll be Diego Niches Rivera. Number 11, Julian Chavez. And number 33, Rocindo Roybal. Pardon me, they're going to start Alec Hiron, number 24. So it'll be Kozlowski, Mondragon, Nicholas Rivera, Chavez, and Hiron for Valley. For Lovington, Thompson, Arroyo, Rivero, Pondo, and Cale Covington. So the officials are ready. The teams are huddled up. Actually, the starters on their respective free throw lines. And the Cats going to walk out to the Giant Lobo here at the pit in Albuquerque, getting ready for the start of this for a quarterfinal matchup. The winner moves on to take on Hope Christian tomorrow afternoon, right back here at 3 o'clock. So going to the big Lobo to take the jump, it'll be Chavez to jump it off against Covington. And here we go. It's the Cats and the Vikings from the pit in Albuquerque, and the Cats will win the opening tip. And Arroyo will move them off into the front court. To Covington at the top of the arc. He works against Hiron. Takes it to the left elbow, pushes it out. Going to be a bad pass and stolen away and into the hands of Valley. Chavez to Kozalski. He'll take it into the deep left corner now out to Mondragon. Mondragon back to Kozalski, and he'll cycle it back near the Lobo at center court. A turnover for the Cats on their opening possession, and DeMarcus Thompson gets a hand on it. He'll take it coast to coast and lay it home. DeMarcus Thompson forces the turnover and then takes it up on the right lane.
Yeah, I talked in the pregame about picking the pocket. He's very good at it.
Thompson puts Lovington up 2-0 here early. Kozalski to Hiron, top of the arc. He'll take it left side, hand it off to Chavez. Chavez, little shake and bake move out to Kozalski in the right wing for 3. That one is off the mark. And the rebound, a deep one for Chavez in the left corner. Valley will reset. To Rivera, now into the corner to Kozalski. He'll take it over to Hiron in the left corner. Now hand it off to Mondragon. Mondragon to the right elbow. Hands it to Chavez. To Rivera. Now back to Chavez. He'll just back it up. 2-0. Lovington up early. 6:45 remaining in the first. Back to Kozalski, now inside to Chavez, and they will call a foul before he gets the shot off.
On DeMarcus Thompson, I'm thinking if it was by the ball.
It will be on Thompson as he was just doing what he could to get in the way of Chavez. First personal, first team foul on the Wildcats. It is on the floor. So we'll reset as Valley will get it into Chavez. And he'll move it around, getting it out to Mondragon. He'll back up between the rings. Rivero giving him a little bit of room over there. Kozalski in front of the scorer's table. Top of the arc, Hiron. Back to Mondragon. Lovington doing a nice job keeping them pushed out. Then a 3 on the way. That one is off the mark. Fight for the rebound. It'll go out of bounds. Micah Pondo fighting with Hiron under there, and Micah getting popped in the face. We saw that a couple times with the girls last night. No call. The ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by Hidon. So it's Lovington basketball. Pondo to Arroyo. Backs it up into the deep left corner. Chavez picks up on him. Arroyo directs traffic. Lovington going to need to have good ball movement. Actually asked for a screen. Now he'll pull an NBA three from the left wing. It is off the mark, and nobody under there to get the rebound except for Mondragon. Valley back the other way to Kozlowski from the left wing for three. That one is off the mark, and it'll be Covington off the tip with his first rebound. Cale feeds it forward to Thompson. Thompson hippity up through the right lane. Put it up. It's off the glass. No good, but he's fouled. DeMarcus will head to the line for two.
Nice.
Let's see. They're going to whistle that one up on Nicholas Rivera, his first personal. First team foul on Valley. So Thompson to the line. DeMarcus, about a 60% free throw shooter, has gotten much more consistent as the season has gone on and clanks that one off the front of the iron. Lovington may actually have a slight bit of an advantage in this gymnasium. It's not a gym. It's the pit. It's a big arena with the open sight lines. Second one for DeMarcus is up and good. Lovington up 3-0. Of course, most high school gyms have blank walls behind the baskets. Of course, Lovington playing in Artesia a couple times every year might give them an advantage. Two hit on, back out, work it around. To Kozlowski to Chavez on the right base. He'll put up a shot, no good, and they'll call a foul on Lovington.
And I think it's going to be on Pondo.
Coach Casey wanting the charge, not going to get it, and they're going to call the block on Micah. Good eye, Don. His first personal, second team foul on the Cats. And it puts Chavez at the line with Lovington up 3-0, 5.5 to go here in the first. But Valley trying to get on the board. And Chavez toes the stripe, puts up the first, and that one will rattle home. So Valley on the board, 3-1, Lovington in the lead. Chavez gets the first. He'll look for the second. You'd expect a partisan crowd here for Valley with them being right here in Albuquerque. Second one up for Chavez, and he gets them both. But a pretty good contingent wearing the blue and white this afternoon.
Considering it's middle of the week, I think so.
So to Rivero, and they try and trap him up in the far corner, and he's going to bounce it off of Chavez. That was a heady play as they trapped him up on the far sideline.
Yeah, that was Misha Rivero and Hiron over there just smothering him.
Thompson to inbound, push it into Covington. Covington gives it back to Arroyo. Right wing, three on the way. That one will be short. And the rebound by Kozlowski, his first. He'll push it forward to Chavez, thinks about the three. Covington gets to him quickly, puts a hand in his face. They'll throw the fastball in to Rivera, and his turnaround will rattle home. And we are Valley up now to Pondo on the fastball. He'll lay it up, no good. Fight for the rebound, and they will call the jump ball, and possession arrow will go for Valley.
I like how fast that transition for Lovington was. I think they're going to have to work on that and do that a lot against Valley this afternoon, but they're going to have to get down there and make the shot count.
They're going to drop back into a zone defense, 1-2-2 zone look. Pondo will come out now to guard Rivera. Over to Hidon. To Mondragon. Mondragon, top of the arc. That one tipped, but controlling it is Kozlowski. Kozlowski goes with the right hand. Micah giving him a little bit of room. Coach Ponis telling him what he wants. For Valley, Coach Casey telling him, stay on your man. They'll get it out to Hidon. To Kozlowski. He'll take it from the left baseline. Driven out by Pondo. Now he'll take it, back it up, put another shot in. And the shot is up, and Rivera with the rebound. They'll cycle it around.
An offensive rebound as well.
So push it over. Kozlowski gets a screen from Hidon, but Lovington goes around it. Good move there. Now he'll back it off into the Bob King court logo and toss it between the rings back to Kozlowski. Gets it back, and he'll drain the tray. They left him open.
They did.
That's what good ball movement will do. They lost him, and he makes them pay for it. So a 7-0 run now for Valley.
And we talked about Kozlowski being the big three-pointer shooter for Valley.
To Thompson, hippity hop through the lane, put it up, no good, but Thompson will head to the line for, no, they're going to say it was a floor foul.
Okay.
They're going to whistle that one on Rivera, his second personal, second team foul on the Vikings. As Rosendo Roybal will check in. He'll come in for Nicholas Rivera.
7-3 is your score right now. Valley is leading Lovington, and we have 3:50 left to play in the first quarter.
Arroyo from the left baseline gets in the high inbound to Covington, to Thompson, to Pondo in the deep right corner. Pondo with the head fake, pushes out to Rivero. Rivero, bad pass, stolen away. Second turnover for the Wildcats to a breaking Chavez, and up and in. Chavez with 4 points, and Coach Casey says, let's talk about it. 3:37 remaining in the first. Valley 9, Lovington 3, back in 30 seconds on Z94 KZOR.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
And welcome back to state basketball tournament action from the pit on 94.1 KZOR, Lovington Sports, YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. Back to the action with TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan. Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing today. Starters stay on the floor out of the timeout for the Wildcats as it'll come to Arroyo. Man pressure on for the Valley Vikings. Lovington going to push it forward to Micah Pondo all by himself. Left baseline, makes a nifty little move and puts it up and in. Micah got behind the defense and got around Kozolski, who hustled back. But Lovington will break the 9-0 run. Now they trail by 4. 9-5 our score. 3:15 remaining in the first. Kozolski to hit on to Mondragon in the left wing. Going to have to reset it out with Chavez. Coming to Kozolski. He takes it to the free throw line, out to Chavez from the left side. It'd be a distance. Shot up, no good. Ball will go out of bounds, and last touch by Hidon. It'll be Wildcat basketball. As Rivero going to check out. Checking in his place will be Anson Marquez.
Right
Going
now,
for a little extra muscle in there.
Lovington shooting 2 for 4 from the floor, and Valley shooting 3 for 6.
Into the front court. It'll be Arroyo to control it. He directs traffic. Chavez comes out on him, gets a pick from Thompson to Marquez. Now over to Pondo. Pondo working against Mondragon, picks up the dribble in the deep right corner to Julian. 2 on him. They swat at it with Kozolski. He's going to back it out. NBA 3 from the right wing, and that one goes up over the backboard, and no whistle, and it comes down in front and into the hands of Roybal, his first rebound. To Mondragon, pushing it over to Kozolski. Now back to Mondragon through the left lane, drives the hoop and underhand scoop up and in. First points of the game for Luciano Mondragon. Now 11-5 in favor of Valley. Thompson to the lane, slips and slides, and that didn't look like he felt good.
No.
As he went, feet went out from under him on the Mountain West logo.
The ball goes out of bounds, so it'll be a turnover number 3 for Lovington.
Yes, it will.
Valley with the ball.
To the front court with Hidon. Picks up the dribble. Marquez on him tight. Hand it to Kozolski. Top of the arc. 3 on the way. NBA distance. No good. Fight for the rebound. And Thompson gets it and then gets clobbered by Hidon.
Yeah, they should call the foul on Hidon. He was all over his back. Hidon is a big guy.
Yes, he was.
He's tall, but he's a big guy.
And that'll send in Charles Lopez Burton as Hidon going to check out. It'll be Lovington basketball. Trailing in this one by 6 with 1:49 to go in the first. 11-5. Valley in the lead. Thompson handing it off to Pondo. Pondo gets a screen. He'll take it to the right elbow. 15-footer, no good. Thompson with the rebound and the putback for DeMarcus.
Nice work, as Thompson was exactly where he needed to be, poised for that offensive rebound.
11-7. Now the Cats trail. Vikings to the front court. As Mondragon pushes it to Chavez in the deep right corner. Cale on him. They'll get it in to Burton, as Burton will take it out. Now he'll toss it into the deep left corner. A 3-ball up and in and out for Roybal, and then a fight for the rebound. And last touch, they're going to say by Marquez.
Should have been. I saw it as Lopez Burton. Their number 44 touching it last. Unfortunately, it'll be Valley ball.
Kozolski will check out. Monroe will check in. Elijah Rivero comes in for Micah Pondo. Cats trailing now by 4. 1:11 to go. It's Valley basketball on the give and go on the inbound. Comes into Roybal. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3, and then finally Cale will get it. Second rebound for Covington. Cale brings it in, hands it off to Arroyo. Turnaround jumper from the free throw line, in and out. And the rebound brought down by Julian Chavez. That south bucket is not Lee County's favorite. to Chavez, who loses it off of his foot, goes out of bounds. And, oh, you're kidding me. They're going to say that Kale touched it last.
He did. He saw it. I saw that.
Okay.
He did. It kind of rolled down, went off his foot.
So the inbound will stay Valley's ball with 45 seconds remaining in the first. Mondragon runs the point, directs traffic. Push it over to Chavez. Covington stays on him tight. 30 seconds to go. Bounce it in to Burton. Burton back out top of the arc. Mondragon to Monroe. And they'll just work it out for 25 seconds to go. And Coach Bonas is telling them, hold it for the last shot. So Mondragon directing traffic. Lovington looks like they're going to be content just to let him take that last shot.
Wow.
So clock continues to move now. Rivero moves out with
left.
10 seconds to go on Mondragon. There's a little jab step, and then he'll hand it off to Chavez. Chavez takes it into the right lane. The layup is up, no good, and they will call the charge on Chavez. That'll be his first personal.
Julian Arroyo got in front, got his feet set.
Second turnover for Valley, and it leaves Lovington with 1.4 seconds with something to do. Coach Bonas is screaming and hollering at the officials.
He did not.
As they'll get it into Rivero with one, and Elijah pushes it, and it's off the front of the rim from behind half court. We have played a quarter here at the Pit in Albuquerque. It's Valley 11, Lovington 7. We're back in 1 minute. Wildcat playoff basketball continues in a moment.
Lovington schools support their students, staff, and faculty. Create, achieve, transform, and succeed are the words Lovington school members live by. There are many school activities happening. Make sure you show your support and cheer on our students. If you or someone you know would like more information about Lovington schools, please log on to lovingtonschools.net. This message is brought to you by Lovington Schools Administration.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcdcnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
And welcome back to state basketball tournament action for the Pit on 94.1 KZOR, Lovington Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. Back to the action and the second quarter, and with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan. As the second period comes up, it'll be Lovington basketball. Lovington shooting 33% from the field in that first half to just 30 for Valley. But Valley with the 4-point lead as Covington works in against Hidone, and they call the travel as he picked up the pivot foot as he was trying to get to Hidone, and that'll be the fourth turnover for the Wildcats.
The difference in that percentage is the second looks at the basket that came there toward the end.
Absolutely.
For Valley that they missed. They missed, both of their looks at the basket. That's 3%.
So into the front court, it'll be Mondragon. Mondragon shaking and baking. 7.5 minutes to go in the first half to Chavez. They've kept Kale on Chavez. They throw the fastball into Roybal, and the reverse layup with the right hand is up and good. At position, he took advantage of it. Back the other way. Head fake for Arroyo. Goes to the right baseline and goes hard to the floor. And they are going to whistle Julian Chavez for his second personal. First team foul on Valley. Coach Bonas still barking. He and that official, they've been having a lot of words. So Arroyo to inbound it. He'll get it back near center court. That's Elijah Rivero. Push it over to Cale Covington in the right corner. Hidone on him. Cale takes it right baseline. He'll put it up, and they call the charge on Cale.
Oh, boy.
That'll be his first personal. It'll be the first team foul on Lovington, but their fifth turnover.
That's kind of a sweet revenge for Hidone, who got called for the charge against Julian,
true.
in the first quarter.
So handed back over to the Valley Vikings as checking in for Valley will be Saeed Hashimi. Kozalski, Hashimi, Mondragon on the floor. Kozwalski over to Roybal. Back to Kozalski. He'll pull the three-point trigger, top of the arc. That one is off the mark there with the rebound and the putback, though. His Hidone, his first rebound and his first points. And it's a 4-0 run to start the quarter for Valley. They're up 15-7, an 8-point lead, their biggest of the ball game. Lovington needs to stop the bleeding right now. To Covington, left corner for three. That one is off the mark, and they are going to call it over the back on Anson.
Wow, as
he went over on Hashimi.
Yeah, he was trying for that offensive rebound. Nice thought, and he was trying to keep that hand above his head, but he just couldn't quite get it. I guess the ref saw that contact.
As Marquez checks out, Micah Pondo comes in. Rivero, Pondo, Arroyo, Thompson, and Covington on the floor for the Wildcats. Valley basketball. Mondragon will get the inbound, and he will just walk it into the front court. Hand it off to Kozalski, top of the arc. Work it around to Roy Ball to Hashimi. Now back over to Mondragon in the right wing. Working around, Kozalski gets the screen from Hiron. Nice job by Pondo to go around him. Keep a hand in his face. Hiron pushing over to Kozalski. Right corner, Julian gets to him quickly. He'll pull up from about 17 on the right side, and it is up and good.
Yep, their three-point shooter strikes again.
It was just two that time, but throw the fastball down to Pondo, and Micah runs out of bounds. He wanted the call on Hashimi, not going to get it. He was pushed in the back. That'll be the sixth turnover for the Wildcats. Now give it back to Valley. I don't know what it is about the south bucket in this building. Lee County have not done well going this way. As Hashimi.
Valley with the one turnover, or more than that now.
And we're going to have a foul away from the ball, and they're going to call a hold on Micah Pondo off ball.
Wow.
That'll be his second personal. Third team foul on the Wildcats. Coach Pack shakes his head and he barks at one of the officials now. So the inbound to Kozalski. As he'll move it to the left side. Now to Hiron, top of the arc. Work it around to Mondragon in the right wing. To Hashimi. Now back out to Kozalski. He'll bounce it over. Bounce it to Hiron. Driving left baseline. Shot up. No good. It'll be Covington off the tip with his third board of the ball game. Kale will keep it himself and take it into the front court. Leaves it off for Rivero. Rivero pushing to Julian. Julian with the head fake. Takes it to the free throw line, then to the lane, and he's going to be fouled. Driving in, no shot. It'll be on the floor. They'll call that one on Kozalski.
That's his first foul.
It is second team foul on Valley.
And 18-7 is your score right now with 5:12 left to play in the second quarter.
Brian Flores will check in for Valley. He'll immediately pick up Covington, who gets the inbound. Push it to works against Hashimi. Pondo to Rivero. Rivero to Arroyo. Kozalski got to him quickly. Now Julian with a step back tray from the right wing. No good in the rebound by Hashimi. Lovington is just not doing very good on the boards at all. To Kozalski. To Mondragon. Top of the arc for three. That one is off the mark. DeMarcus tries to chase it down in the far side, but wisely doesn't touch it, and it goes out of bounds and back over to the Wildcats.
They've got some work to do here. They're down by 11, and they need to carve into that right here.
They have not scored yet in this second quarter, and we got 4:42 remaining in the quarter.
It was 11-7 at the beginning of the second.
To Covington, to Arroyo. Arroyo works against Mondragon. Bounce it out to DeMarcus. From Thompson to Rivero. Now bounce it to Covington. Covington working against Flores. Now over and back is Mondragon on Arroyo. Very tight. Julian step back. Slings it over to Rivero and out of his reach, and turnover number 7.
Valley is, I've got one turnover for them. Is that right?
2, yeah.
2? That's it. Wow. Tells the tale. The rebounding, they're out rebounding Lovington, and they've only turned the ball over twice, even though their shooting percentage, is slightly less and under Lovington. Still, they're way ahead on the scoreboard.
At the halfway mark, Kozalski from the left corner for 3. He had the open look. He took it, his second tray of the ball game. He's got 8 to lead the Vikings. Covington into the front court. Jump stop, Pondo. Getting to him quickly was Monroe. Pondo trying to bounce it over and off the hands of Monroe. It'll stay Lovington basketball. Give Valley credit. They know where Lovington's points come from, and they've been keeping a hand in Pondo and in Arroyo's face, and they've been keeping somebody at least close to Covington. The long inbound and trying to save it, and Pondo will in front of the scorer's table.
Nice, with just a little flip back that was picked up by DeMarcus Thompson.
Covington with it. He'll take it to the right block, put up the shot, no good, but he's fouled. That'll put Cale at the line, trying to get Lovington on the board here in this second quarter.
They have been outscored 10 to nothing in this second quarter to start it.
Call the foul on Roybal. That'll be his first personal. So at the line, Cale Covington. Cale's first is up, and it is good. And finally gets the Cats on the board here in the second quarter. Breaks a 10-0 run. So Covington makes the first, eyes the second, puts in that one, and it'll rattle home. So Lovington now 21-9. Trailing these Vikings from Valley. To the front court with Mondragon. Over to Flores, to Monroe, back to Mondragon.
Oh.
Out and thinking about the three was Roybal. And they'll just reset it now with Kozalski from the top of the arc for three, in and out. And Covington has his fourth rebound of the first half. Covington to the front court, works against Kozalski and then gets his pocket picked, but I think they're going to call the foul on Roybal. That'll be his second personal, fourth team foul. So no, they're going to call Covington for the push-off. Cale's second personal, fourth team foul on Lovington.
Wow.
And that'll be another turnover, too. That is their eighth turnover of the ball game.
And we talked earlier, before the game started, about taking care of the ball and trying not to turn it over.
Mondragon to Kozalski. Kozalski backs it up. Rivero giving him a little room as they'll move it around to Mondragon in the right wing. Back out top of the arc, Monroe for three, and it's good. He was wide open. They lost the shooter again, and Valley makes them pay. So now a 24-9 Valley lead. Trying to run Lovington right out of the pit here in Albuquerque.
And three trays by Valley so far in the game.
Push it over to Arroyo. They come right around the screen from Covington to stay on him with Mondragon. Sling it over to Bondo, who saves it barely on the far sideline. Now coming back to Julian. Julian needing a little room. Not going to get it as Valley just goes around the pick and the screen. Julian loses it off of his foot, picks it back up, directs traffic, hands it off to DeMarcus Thompson, then sets a screen for him. DeMarcus almost losing it, back to Julian. Julian to Covington, who runs into the right block. Now to the Mountain West logo, shot up, partially blocked, and into the hands of the opposite number 24, Hiron, who has his second board of the ball game. Push it over, Kozalski, left wing for three, and it's good. He got behind everybody, transitioned, and put it down. His third tray of the ball game. Coach Casey Pack says, oh, goodness, let's talk about it. 1:47 remaining in the first half. Valley 27, Lovington 9. Back in a minute on Z94 KZOR.
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week, you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington. Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
And welcome back to state basketball tournament action from the pit on 94.1 KZOR, Lovington Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. Back to the action out of the timeout. And with the call, TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan, as it'll be Lovington basketball out of the timeout, trailing now by 18 points. Have not had any luck at all in this second quarter. To Pondo. He'll hand it to Arroyo, cycles it to the free throw line from the left side. He'll put up a shot, and they say he traveled before he got fouled. He was trying to pull the foul on Hiron. That'll be turnover number 9 for the Wildcats.
Just nothing going their way. Cats have just, they're just stymied at this point.
Yes, they are. I'm going to blame it on the south basket. So it'll be Kozalski. Working against Rivero. He'll bounce it to Hiron. Goes to the left block. Now into the Mountain West logo. Loses it on the floor. Picks it back up. Lays down on Pondo. Gets it to Kozalski. The little push from 12. No good. And the rebound by Arroyo. And then he's going to get tied up And did they call the foul, or did they call that? They called the jump ball, but it'll be Lovington basketball on the possession arrow.
Julian had to fight for his life and the basketball.
No, it'll go over to, so that's 10th turnover for Valley into a wide open hit on, or pardon me, that was Roy Ball.
11, Chavez?
No, it was Roy Ball, 33.
Okay. All right.
As he came from the backside and nobody picked him up. Now it's a 20-point deficit for the Cats. Pondo works against Monroe, out to Arroyo. Julian comes near side, and that one going to be poked away by Monroe. Kind of a lazy pass there, and was being asked to be picked off. As Lopez Burton will check back in for Valley.
And it'll be a turnover, and the Cats will have it. I've got that just as third turnover for Valley.
So push it in. It'll be Thompson. Thompson takes it to the left baseline, pushes in, and he's going to get hammered by Roy Ball. That'll be his third personal. Fourth team foul, though, so Lovington is not in the bonus yet. Nope, they're going to say Thompson was shooting. So it'll put DeMarcus back at the line where he is 1 of 2. And I shouldn't have said anything because now he's 1 of 3. The announcer's curse bites again.
He's got another shot at it here, though.
He does. So DeMarcus with 5 points leads the way for the Cats, and still only with 5 points as that one rolls around and into the hands of Monroe for the rebound. To the left wing, Monroe for 3, and that one is going to be off the mark, and it'll be Kozalski with the rebound, and he'll put the putback up from the right baseline.
Well, there was a fight for that rebound, though. And Lovington
he's got 10 points in the quarter, 13 in the game. 18 seconds to go first half as Arroyo to the right baseline, and Julian finally on the board with the layup off the right glass. So 9 seconds remaining here in the first half. 20-point deficit for Loving, 31-11. Kozalski, top of the arc, at the buzzer for 3. It's good. It's just been that kind of half. We go to the locker room. Valley 34, Lovington 11. We'll be back in 3 minutes for your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show. Wildcat Playoff Basketball continues in a moment on Z94 KZOR.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one-call oil and gas company.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes. This community message is brought to you by R360.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Lovington schools support their students, staff, and faculty. Create, achieve, transform, and succeed are the words that Lovington school members live by. There are many school activities happening. Make sure you support and cheer on our students. If you or someone you know would like more information about Lovington schools, please log on to lovingtonschools.net. This message is brought to you by Lovington Schools Administration.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcecnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Attention shoppers, Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Back to state basketball tournament action from the pit in Albuquerque on 94.1 KZOR, Lovington Sports, YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan, and with our halftime report, here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan. This is your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. When you need the Napa Know-How for your car, get it from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. So All Valley in that first half, they lead this one 34-11, and it has been the Tyler Kozlowski show, 16 points in that first half, 12 of those coming from beyond the arc. He had 4 trays in that first half. 4 points for Rosendo Roybal, 4 points for Julian Chavez, 3 points in the books for Carter Monroe, then a bucket for Luciano Mondragon, a bucket for Diego Michlis Rivera, and a bucket for Alex Giron. The Vikings went 2 for 2 in the first half, so Lovington not creating a lot of shooting fouls for them, so that's good news. They had 13, make that 15 rebounds as a team in the first half, but only 2 turnovers. Valley taking care of that basketball. Turning the page for your Lovington Wildcats. Leading scorer right now is DeMarcus Thompson with 5 points. All of those coming in the first quarter. Then nobody else has really managed to do a whole lot at all. 2 points for Julian Arroyo, 2 points Micah Bondo, and 2 points for Cale Covington. And Covington's points both coming from the free throw line. Lovington went 3 of 6 from the charity stripe in the first half, but only 7 rebounds. That's it. 7 rebounds in the first half for the Wildcats as opposed to 15 for the Valley Vikings, and only 4 points in that second quarter. That you're going to have a hard time getting it done at this level.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. When too many rebounds, not enough. Too many for Valley, not enough for Lovington. And Lovington, too many turnovers, while Valley's taking better care of the ball. And they're points off of those turnovers by Lovington.
And Lovington right now shooting 30% from the floor. That's it. 0 percentage. They have not made a three-pointer yet.
Right.
So 30% from the floor is where Valley, they were shooting 30% at the end of the first quarter. They're all the way up to just under 50%, 47.4% in that second quarter, and to tie out the first half.
The good news is Lovington has managed a couple of offensive rebounds, even though they're behind on the rebounding. 2 of their 7 rebounds have actually been offensive rebounds, giving them extra looks at the basket. But they're cold. Their shooting has been so cold. They're shooting from close in. Their perimeter shooting. They just have not. The old saying is, can't buy a bucket. Well, they are, their pockets are empty and full of lint right now. Let's hope they fill them with some change to be able to buy a few of those buckets in the second half.
Well, let's hope so. My guess is Coach Casey Pack is probably trying to fill those up with some change or something in the locker room right now. My guess is Casey is probably as red as the, what do they call it here, cherry on the floor at UNM. Isn't that the official color of red?
What it is?
I think it's
cherry red. Okay.
They're cherry and silver. So,
all right.
Yeah, I would imagine that Coach Pack is probably about that color of cherry red in the Lobo logo.
Right.
So.
Yeah,
Something's got a lot of fire under them. And, we talked about this, too, during the Eunice game earlier.
Right.
Valley, of course, is an Albuquerque team, and at times, Lovington has looked almost a little bit gassed.
Yeah.
And some of that is altitude. As you come down the tunnel here at the pit, it says a mile high and loud as hell.
Right.
And it's pretty loud, but it is. The floor is 5,287 feet high from sea level. So, and that's about double what we have at home. So, sucking wind a little bit. Casey did leave most of his starters in for that first half. He might ought to consider getting some of his bench in just to give those starters a chance to catch their breath in this higher altitude than we're used to.
Just a little bit of a break and fresher legs, maybe. And just shake it up, and who knows, somebody's coming in off the bench sparking things, might change the complexion. Sometimes that happens, and sometimes it's it's somebody that's that's definitely not a starter. So he might look at subbing in and trying to work in even some of his younger lights. So we talked about some of the young bright lights. JoJo Jojo Paredes and Ethan Stevens, a couple of them who have been able to come in and do that, kind of be a spark plug. I mean, you never know what's going to work. Sometimes I know that Kyla Reeves has come in, off the bench sometimes, Valente Herrera as well. So, sometimes when you're stuck in a rut, you can't seem to shake it loose. Nobody is shooting well. Change something up just a little bit. It'll achieve two things. Like you say, get fresher legs in there and give your starters a breather, and maybe just try to shake something loose and spark something up for Lovington, because they need something right now. I mean, they were held to just 4 points in that second quarter. At the end of the first, it was 11-7 Valley. At the end halftime, 34-11. So you can say Valley outscored them 23 points to just their 4 points. So something's got to change, when they come out in this third quarter, or Lovington is going to be doomed. And they want to, if you're going to go down, you want to go down fighting and make it closer. But you just, they have nothing to lose right now except just to leave everything out on the court. And you want to feel like you've done that and done everything you can against a very talented Albuquerque Valley team. They're number 2 for a reason.
Well,
they were actually, neck and neck with the number one, number 2. So it's it's a tough game, and Lovington's here to challenge and to try to knock them off. But to pull up the upset, they're going to have to play better than they played in the first half.
Yeah, they're going to have to come out with their hair on fire, to be sure. Of course, this has been your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime report from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. When you need the Napa Know-How for your car, trust me, friends, you will get it from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. Proud supporters of the Wildcats and Lady Cats, Lovington Auto Supply and Napa. Get up and go. And we go for the second half of action. The Cats with some work to do. We're back in 2 minutes. This is Wildcat Playoff Basketball on Z94 KZOR.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one call oil and gas company.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Lovington schools support their students, staff, and faculty.
On KZOR, Lovington Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Lovington trailing at halftime. We continue your halftime report, and with the call, TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Don Morgan. This is, of course, Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington, your home for Lovington Wildcat sports. And so we thought halftime was about at an end, but they are doing a cheer competition at halftime of these games as well.
In fact, it's called the Halftime Hoorah. And Hobbs and Lovington have cheer squads here competing. In fact, Lovington's team just did, some of their competitive. I don't know if that was all of it, for the tournament, but they were just out on the floor, and now another team is out there. And in fact, since they were working 3 cheer teams in this halftime, they effectively stopped the clock. They stopped the clock, and it was less than 2 minutes to go, and they just rolled it back up to 2 minutes and stopped it here. So to allow more time for the cheers the cheer competition for the halftime hurrah. So,
of course, if you are just joining us here on Z94 KZOR, Lovington Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, 34-11 is the score, but you may have noticed we don't have any video on this game.
Right.
And we do have just a quick little explanation there on the video screens, but because the NMAA media rights grants to an outside company that charges you, I think it's $13 a game to watch these. We don't do that, but they will not allow us to video stream it. But we thank all those sponsors. You see them there at the bottom of your screen, and you're hearing their ads, and we appreciate their help and support, so we never have to charge you or ask you to make donations or anything like that. We don't think that's right to charge you to watch your kids and your teams play, and thanks to those sponsors, we don't have to. And maybe someday we'll get it changed out to where we can do video from up here.
Yeah, and we want to toss another word in from the NMBA, New Mexico Broadcasters Association, and thank them for their help with all of our data ports and lines and technical connections. And we, in return, we mention some messages for them on their behalf from the NMDOT. And one of those is, if you think drinking alcohol doesn't hurt you, think again. Forget about sports, forget about school, forget about much of anything. Underage drinking freaks out your body, messes up your life, so think before you drink. Sponsored by NMDOT.
And we appreciate the NMDOT and the NMBA providing our phone and data service here at the pit on the campus of UNM and also at the Rio Rancho Event Center. So they're finally getting things rolled back up so the teams can come back out and
it
warm
takes
up
a while.
and get ready for the second. Yeah, these are big mats, and they take them from free throw line to free throw line.
They've got 8 huge mats that they have to, segments of mats that they roll out to make one solid mat for the cheer competition. Well, they have to, takes time to roll them out, takes time to roll them back up, despite a number of people helping to do that. But it's time consuming. So some people like this halftime hoorah competition. They like, since the cheerleaders are here anyway, they like giving them a chance to compete in what is now a state-sanctioned sport. Cheer is a sport through NMAA.
The Lovington Lady Cats are five-time defending champs.
And Hobbs also the Hobbs are champions. I think they may be defending champs in their division as well.
Yeah.
So we have yet more state champions in different sports from Lee County. Always proud about that. But we are going to be getting this tip-off for the third quarter underway. Now they've started the clock again, and it's down to about 1:40 before we tip off the third quarter.
So we'll take a 1-minute timeout, come back for the start of the second half as Wildcat basketball continues on Z94 KZOR.
Lovington schools support their students, staff, and faculty. Create, achieve, transform, and succeed are the words that Lovington school members live by. There are many school activities happening. Make sure you show your support and cheer on our students. If you or someone you know would like more information about Lovington schools, please log on to lovingtonschools.net. This message is brought to you by Lovington Schools Administration.
Introducing a smarter, easier way to manage your Lee County Electric account. It is called SmartHub. Now you can pay your bill anywhere, anytime, with 24-hour access to your account. It is free and simple to use. Just search for the SmartHub app on your cell phone or device and download the free app, or go to our website at lcdcnet.com and look for the SmartHub logo to view your account or pay your bill online. Managing your Lee County Electric account conveniently and securely with SmartHub. Lee County Electric, owned by those we serve.
Back to the state basketball tournament. The action from the pit on 94.1 KZOR, Lovington Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. It's a Lovington versus Albuquerque Valley. I'm Dawn Morgan with the call as we get ready to get back into action with the third quarter. TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn. As the Cats going to have the 5 starters back out on the floor. That is Thompson, Pondo, Rivero, Arroyo, and Covington. They're out ready to go. Valley going to take every possible second they can in their huddle, although the officials are already standing over there telling them to get ready as soon as the buzzer sounds. From where we are sitting, Valley is to our left, which is on the south side of the arena. Lovington is on the north side of the arena to our right. And if you've ever seen the inside of the pit, and if you've ever seen the famous North Carolina State Houston final that took place here, the Valley is sitting on the Houston side. So maybe that's good news for us.
And we're back.
So it'll be Arroyo taking the inbound. He'll get it to Rivero. As Rivera working against Chavez, pushes out to Julian, top of the arc. He works against Mondragon, drives into the right lane, puts up a shot and count the bucket and the foul.
As finally, Julian, working his magic on the board, drawing the foul, got a chance to make it a three-pointer the old-fashioned way.
And they call that on Mishlis Rivera, his third personal first-team foul in the quarter, and Julian with a chance to chop this lead down a little bit more. The and one is up, and that one no good, but Covington ripping down the rebound, his fifth. Lovington will reset. 34-13 the score. Cats in, and to Pondo. This is the point-blank layup, and the rebound brought in by Chavez, his third. Chavez to Rivera, back to Chavez. He'll cycle it out. Lovington trailing by 21. 7.5 remaining in the third. Chavez pushes to Hidon, now out to Mondragon from the right wing. They left him wide open. He'll take the three, no good. And off the tip, Chavez will tip it actually to himself.
Second rebound for him just since the third quarter began.
Pushing it out to Kozalski. Kozalski for three from the right side. That one is off the mark, and Covington with the rebound, his sixth. Cale will just keep it himself as the Vikings drop back in defense. Two Vikings at the center of the court, and will hand it off to Pondo. Micah to Arroyo. Julian working against Mondragon, going to back it up. Now off to Rivero. 6:45 to go here in the third.
Mondragon keeping Arroyo out of the paint.
Pondo picking it up to Thompson in the right corner. Back to Rivero. Rivero to the free throw line. Picks up the dribble to Thompson. Cutting back door and up and in. Slipping down was Rivera. But up and in, Thompson has 7 points in the ball game. And Lovington on a quick little run to start this half.
That was beautiful. Nice assist there as well. Good work by Pondo and Rivero.
As a good hustle play from DeMarcus Thompson. They were trying to get it to Hidon in front of the Valley bench. Knocks it away as Roy Ball will check in for Rivera. It'll stay Viking basketball. So Roy Ball going to toss it back over to Mondragon. Top of the arc. They're giving him a little bit of space. Pushing it over to the left side with Roy Ball. Now handing it off to Hidon. Hidon, the little head fake. Then to Kozalski, top of the arc for three. That one is off the mark. Ball loose on the court, and it's going to be picked up by Kozalski, his third. And he'll put it to Roy Ball, cutting on the right baseline and up and in. Roy Ball now with 6 in the ball game.
36-15 your score with 5:50 left to play in the third.
Back to a 21-point lead. Julian stepped back from the free throw line. That one is going to be short. Nobody underneath to rebound except for Chavez, who has his fifth. Chavez to Kozalski to Roy Ball, right wing. His three ball is up, and it is good.
Wow. First tray for him, though.
Yes, it is. He's got 9 in the ball game. Covington brings it down. He works against Hidon. Push it out to Rivero between the rings. Now over to Thompson. Thompson crossing over to the free throw line, picks up the dribble, has to toss it back out to Covington. Covington, the step back from the free throw from the 3-point line, but had a foot on the line. Cale with the 18-footer is good for 2. Back down the other way, and Roy Ball all by himself. A little head fake puts it up and in. Roy Ball all of a sudden is eating us up, and a timeout taken by Coach Paz. So with 5:05 remaining here in the third, Valley 41, Lovington 17. We're back in a minute here on Z94 KZOR.
Attention shoppers. Bob's Thriftway welcomes you to Lovington, New Mexico. This week, you'll save big on grocery items throughout their store. Save big on produce, household items, bread products, and meats. Every week, Bob's Thriftway has big savings for their customers. Bob's Thriftway is your local hometown grocery store. So for the freshest produce, the best meats, shop Bob's Thriftway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington. Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
To the basketball tournament, state tournament time. The action for the pit on 94.1 KZOR, Lovington Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. Out of the Viking timeout, it is going to be the call with TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much. Lovington basketball with a huge hole to dig out of. If they're going to start digging out of it, they need to do it right now. As Arroyo just going to let it roll into the front court before he touches it. That saves a little time. Smart if they'll let you do it. Arroyo step back from the top of the arc. Three-pointer on the way. Covington with the rebound. Slings it out to Rivero. Rivero tries to get it to a cutting Pondo and off of Micah's hands, but they're going to say it was actually off of Mondragon's hands and out of bounds as Rivero checks out. Jojo Perez comes in.
Nice work. Good moves by Lovington.
Freshman will see his first time. Covington throw it in to Pondo to Perez. Perez cycles back out top of the arc. Covington drives in, gets it tipped. Now turns around from the right, blocking up and in from 10.
Beautiful turnaround jumper. He was matched up well there against Giron.
Roy Ball, top of the arc to Chavez. Chavez goes into the right lane, puts it high off the glass, and gets the bucket and the foul. Chavez now with 6 points. See who they whistle that one on. They're going to call that on Perez. That'll be his first personal. Just the first team foul on the Cats. Chavez at the line for the and one. He's 2 of 2 from the stripe. They're trying to stretch this out to a 25-point lead. 4.5 to go in the third. The shot, the and one, no good. And off of the tip, it'll be Roy Ball with the rebound, and then a whistle sounds, and they call jump ball as Perez does a nice job getting over there with Pondo and tying up Roy Ball. It'll be the third turnover for the Vikings. Yeah, that's it. 3 turnovers in the ball game.
Amazing. And what?
But the Vikings, the Vikings will keep the basketball.
Okay.
So no turnover. Chavez for 3 from the top of the arc. That one no good, but it'll be Kozalski with a long rebound for 3, and it's good. Of course it is. He's got 5 trays in the ball game. 46-19. Lovington can't find a little offense and find it quick. Valley's going to start thinking about running clock. Pondo to Arroyo. Arroyo from the left elbow. 15-footer, no good. And skying for the rebound will be Chavez, his 6th. He gets it to Kozalski from the left wing. That one no good. Fight for the rebound, and Covington will come away with his 8th board of the ball game.
And he just pulls back, lets traffic go ahead.
And into the front court, he'll push it into the right corner, and they are going to call the block foul on number 24. That'll be on Giron, his 2nd personal. That'll be just the 2nd team foul on Valley. Stays Lovington basketball. It was on the floor. So Perez will inbound it from just to the right of the Wildcat bucket. Tosses in, and that one going to be tipped away by Mondragon. No, it'll be Julian Arroyo to inbound it now from just to the left of his own bench, in front of the extended scoring table here at the pit. Julian tosses to Micah, right corner, 3 on the way, and in and out. We can't buy one.
And Chavez is just skying up for those rebounds, denying Lovington offensive looks, second chances at the basket.
That's his 7th. They'll get it to Mondragon, now into the corner. Kozalski for 3, of course it's good.
Man,
his 6th tray of the ball game.
And he's hitting them from all over the court in all different positions.
And now a 30-point deficit as Arroyo spins into the lane, loses the basketball, and that'll be turnover number 11 for the Wildcats. That is their first one of the quarter, though.
Right.
3:15 remaining in the third. All Valley in this one, 49-19 from the pit in Albuquerque.
3:15 left in the third.
Kozalski hands it off to Mondragon, who will take it across the timeline to Chavez. Now pushing it over to Roy Ball, and we're going to have Pondo.
Yeah.
They're going to get Pondo with a push.
It's going to be, his 3rd foul?
Yes, it is. So Micah, that will be his 3rd personal. That'll just be the 2nd team foul on the Cats. 3:02 to go in the third. Valley kind of in cruise control right now as they'll get it into Giron, hand it back. Kozalski as Marquez, who just checked in, over to Mondragon, who puts up the little circus shot off the right glass. Mondragon now with 4 in the ball game. Push it over to Covington. Cale for 3, top of the arc. That one off the mark, and another rebound for guess who? Chavez. He's got 8 in the ball game now.
Valley is just murdering us on rebounding.
Yes, they are. From the right elbow, that one going to miss. And
hey, Pondo with a rebound.
Next it was Marquez.
Oh, Anson?
Yep,
all right.
22.
Okay.
So get it to Arroyo. Julian to the top of the arc. He's going to direct traffic with 2:24 remaining. Now he'll pull the trigger, 17-footer up and good. So Arroyo now with 6 in the ball game, 51-21, a 30-point Valley lead. Mondragon to the front court. He'll push it over to Kozalski. Kozalski working around Perez. Now he'll just have to hand it off. Good coverage there for JoJo. And a foul going to be called on Arroyo. Yep.
He kind of reached in and around Mondragon.
That'll be his first personal. That'll be the third team foul on the Wildcats. As Valente Herrera comes in for Lovington. Is Cale going to go take his first breather of the ball game? Couple players going in for Valley too. Rivero comes back in for Pondo. Valley making wholesale changes as Hashimi back in. Also Monroe back in and Lopez Burton back in.
Yeah, Mondragon came out.
So Burton to inbound it from left of his own bucket.
Royball's still out there to work the boards, though.
As is Chavez.
And Chavez, yep. Chavez with the ball now.
Chavez to Hashimi to Monroe. Thinks about the three. Marquez gets to him quickly.
Ooh.
Flip it out to Royball.
Almost stolen away by Rivero.
To Hashimi to Monroe. Hashimi gets it back for three. Left wing, no good. And coming out of nowhere, Royball with the rebound, and he will put it off the right glass. Good. He's got 13 points in the ball game. Under 2 to play here in the third.
53-21 your score.
Arroyo nearly with the palm as he'll spin up against Chavez. Turn around. The right block, no good. And right off the front of the iron and into the hands of Monroe. Little backcourt pressure, but Monroe will break it. Now to Chavez in the left corner. Julian gets to him. They'll push it to Monroe. Monroe to Burton. Burton just going to wait. Now he'll take it to the right block. Picks up the dribble, needs some help, and almost stolen away. Burton gets it back. He'll go to the Mountain West logo. 10-footer, no good. Ball tipped around, batted around. Hashimi with the rebound. And he'll get it to Chavez. He'll float it over to Burton. Now to Royball. Left corner, three on the way. That one off the mark. And finally, Rivero will get it to Lovington. To Perez, who takes it to the right base. Put it up, no good, but he's fouled. They'll whistle that on Hashimi, his first personal. Third team foul on Valley, and Perez heads to the line to shoot two.
A chance for Lovington to, carve into that 32-point lead that Valley has over them right now.
So Perez at the line, puts up the first one, and the freshman will have his first of what are hopefully many points here at the pit.
We certainly hope so.
Ethan Stevens comes into the ball game. Julian Arroyo will take a seat.
And also Chavez and Royball come out for Valley.
So Perez at the line, puts up the second, and Perez will get them both to fall. So JoJo's got two in the ball game, a 30-point Lovington deficit. Perez, Stevens, Herrera, Marquez, and Rivero on the floor for the Wildcats. To Burton, now push it over to Monroe. Stevens on him. Now out top of the arc as Gomez. And a shot up, and they're going to call the travel. Pardon me, that was Flores. So that'll be the third turnover for the Valley Vikings. Give it back to Lovington. Rivero runs the point. Takes it into the front court. Hashimi will pick him up on the big Lobo as he crosses the timeline. Goes right side, bouncing over to Perez, who works against Monroe. Gets a screen. He'll work it to Herrera. Now back to Rivero. Rivero, shake and bake move. Tossing it to the left baseline with Perez. Now back out to Marquez. Marquez to Rivero. Deep left corner for Stevens. Stevens gets the screen from Herrera and is just going to back it up. 28 seconds remaining here in the third. Rivero to the right block, drives in, loses the handle, and they'll call the block on Flores. That'll be his first personal. Fourth team foul. And will it be a two-shot foul? Yes, it is. Elijah Rivero to the line to shoot two.
And after Valley made some changes, they put in Cisneros, who is matching up against Valente Herrera in the paint.
First shot for Rivero, bounces around and finally through. I was afraid that one was going to fall off to the left, but it came back to the right. I guess the air conditioning in here came on at just the right second. So Rivero makes the first, eyes the second, and that one clanks off the iron, and it'll be Monroe with the rebound, his third. He'll keep it himself into the front court. 29-point lead for Valley. To Hashimi. Hashimi works against Perez between the rings. Toss it over to Monroe. Monroe throwing it in and right into the hands of Rivero. Fourth turnover for Valley. Elijah keeps it himself. Bounce it to JoJo. Turnaround spin move. Shot up, no good at the buzzer. And we have played three. It's been all Valley in this one. Valley 53, Lovington 24. Wildcat basketball continues in 1 minute here on Z94 KZOR.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one call oil and gas company.
Congratulations, students and student athletes of Lee County. R360 congratulates all Jow, Eunice, Hobbs, Lovington, Tatum, and the surrounding high schools, and wishes the best of luck to our student athletes competing this week in state playoffs. Right now is more important than ever to recognize positive achievements in our communities. Join R360 in saluting our amazing Lee County students. This community message is brought to you by R360.
Welcome back to state basketball tournament action from the pit on 94.1 KZOR, Lovington Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. Lovington versus Albuquerque Valley with the call. Here's TJ Miracle.
Thank you very much, Dawn Morgan. The Cats with some work to do as they trail big here in the fourth quarter. So it'll be Stevens, Reeves, Herrera, Perez, and Rivero on the floor for the Cats as Perez kicks it out to Rivero. Deep right corner, thinks about the three, and then tries to go inside, trying to get Reeves, but took an extra step, picked up the pivot foot. 12th turnover for the Wildcats. Ouch, trailing by 29. So Hashimi will get the inbound from Monroe. As unless Lovington has a miracle comeback somewhere in them, it'll be Valley moving on to take on Hope. To Hashimi, left wing, his three ball is up, and that one is in and out. And it'll be Monroe off the tip for a long rebound out near center court and coming in.
3-point shot
by Monroe.
Oh,
that three, his second three of the ball game. 56-24 to Stevens. Stevens gets a screen from Herrera. Ethan to the free throw line, tossing it to Rivero, coming back door. He's fouled. And Elijah will head back to the line for two. I think they're going to get Hashimi. Actually, they're going to get Monroe on that one. His first personal. First team foul in the quarter on Valley. No, Rivero back to the line. Yeah, done.
Just a little over 7 minutes left in this game.
First one for Rivero. He short arms it. And no good.
Lovington trailing by
32.
32. I know. I didn't even want to say it. I took a deep breath before.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it either. Second one for Rivero. Hey, now it's 31. So.
All right.
So it's a little bit better. But you got to think Valley now is going to be thinking they might want to get to 35. They've got all their subs out on the floor.
Yeah, so it's all reserve players, bench players at this point.
Monroe to Flores to Hashimi. Hashimi to Cisneros, and then to Monroe left corner. His three ball up, no good. But it'll be Flores with the rebound and his putback, and then he's going to be.
As Lovington also has all reserve, all bench players out there except for Rivero. He's the only starter that's out on the court. Perez is out there. You've also got Kyler Reeves out there, Valente Herrera.
And Rivero is done as they're going to put in Hernandez now.
Right. And
so it'll be Valley basketball. Tossing into Monroe. Stevens gets on him quickly. Monroe to Flores at the Mountain West logo. Now back out to Monroe. Right wing. Three on the way. Of course it's good.
Wow, his third tray of the game.
Yeah, he's got 9 in the ball game. So to Stevens back down. Lovington down by 34. Ouch. To Perez. Gets a pick from Valente. Now over to Peyton. Hernandez goes to the right base. The little underhand scoop, and it's good. Peyton Hernandez, his first bucket here at the pit. There's one thing to remember about this Lovington team is they are, for the most part, very young.
Right. DeMarcus Thompson's a senior. Arroyo is a senior. And that's it. Everybody else is returning.
Yeah, and Mark is a senior.
And Mark is a senior. Yep, I have him written down.
Foul going to be on Kyler Reeves the other way. His second personal, second team foul on the Cats. Of course, Zadrick Bedencourt, who played a lot of the season, unable to go. And also a senior, but a lot of kids coming back as they'll get it into Monroe, and he'll miss the point-blank layup, then gets his own rebound, toss it to Flores. He'll put up a little push shot, no good, to Cisneros. He'll put one up, and finally Kyler Reeves will get it.
His first rebound of the game. 59-27 the score, 5:45 left to play in this game.
To Peyton in the front court. Hand it off to Ethan Stevens. Ethan, he'll drive into the Mountain West logo, and he'll be fouled. He'll head to the line for 2.
Are they going to get Cisneros for that?
I think they might. Yep, it will be Cisneros, his first personal. Second team foul, and so Ethan Stevens to the line, where he will shoot 2.
Yeah, Valley has just been all over this. They outscored Lovington 19 points to 13 in that third quarter.
Stevens gets the first to fall as Valente Herrera checks out. Checking in will be Xavier Casares.
And they have led at the end of all the quarters in this game.
Second one is up and good for Stevens. He's got 2 points in the ball game.
Nice work.
So back to a 30-point deficit as the Wildcats season going to be coming to a close. Monroe working against Perez, top of the arc, picks up the dribble, gets it to Burton. Burton from the left wing works against Casares. Takes it over, now out to Flores. Thinks about the 3 from the right wing. Now they get it to Hashimi. To Monroe, left corner. His 3 ball is up. That one is off of the mark. Fight for the rebound, and it'll be Hashimi who winds up with his 3rd. And they'll drive it in, and they will count the bucket for Lopez Burton, and he's fouled. He'll head to the line for the and 1. Skylar Reeves going to pick up his 3rd personal. 3rd team foul on the Wildcats. So Lopez Burton at the line for the and 1. His shot is up, and it is no good, but it'll be Cisneros with the rebound. They'll reset it. 61-29, trying to get it into Lopez Burton. No good, and that'll be the 5th turnover for the Valley Vikings. At this point, Lovington just going to do everything they can to keep it in standard timing.
As they have all of their bench in right now. Not all of their bench, but their bench players. Even Xavier Casares is in right now, seeing time. And all of this playing time here in the pit at the state tournament level is very important.
Hernandez off the left baseline, no good. And Flores skies for the rebound. He'll throw it down. And he will get it back on a little give and go. And Charles Lopez Burton with his 4th point of the ball game. 63-29, 4.5 to go. Give it to Peyton Hernandez. As Peyton hands it off to Stevens. Stevens shake and bake. Almost loses it. Bounce it to Hernandez. It's out of bounds off Valley. You've got Reeves, Casares, Hernandez, Stevens, and Perez on the floor for your Wildcats. Hashimi, Burton, Cisneros, Monroe, and Hashimi on the floor for Valley. As JoJo takes it in off the inbound from Casares and up and in for Perez. Into the front court, it'll be Flores. He'll get it to Cisneros, deep left corner. Now back out top of the arc, Flores to Monroe, tossing in to Burton. Burton from the right block, trying to get it inside, and somehow Flores comes away with it.
Almost stolen by Stevens.
Yes, it was. To Monroe, and he'll lean one in, and no good, and it'll be Perez with the rebound, his first. Perez tries to get Stevens breaking down, but Flores grabs it, but then he travels, so the teams trade turnovers, and it should be Lovington basketball. As Donovan Gomez will come in for the Wildcats. Another one of the Cat youngsters.
Just the 5th turnover for Valley, is that right?
6.
6 now? Okay. For this half, 2 in the first.
So Stevens will check out and Gomez checks in. They'll get it into Kyler Reeves, hands it off to Perez, now to Casares. Casares working the deep left corner. He'll just have to push it out under pressure from Cisneros. Now to Gomez, just in the game, hands it off to Hernandez. Peyton a little crossover move, but Monroe stays with him. Perez backs it up, bouncing it inside, trying to get it to Reeves and swatted away by Flores. And so now Valley going to empty out the bottom of their bench with 3:25 to go.
63-31 the score. Valley is going to win this one.
So
and move on.
Abietta Jefferson coming in and a long inbound. Peyton with it. Now Hernandez underhanding it to Perez. 3:22 remaining in the ball game. Perez, little spin move, and they are going to whistle Hashimi on the reach, his 2nd personal. 3rd team. Casares will come over to inbound it. Nope, they're going to move him over to the baseline. So from the right base. Nope, they're going to say Casares needs to move out and let Perez do it. So Perez to inbound for the right base, trying to push it into Hernandez, stolen away by Jefferson. Abieta Jefferson comes coast to coast, and he'll lay it up and in. So off of the bench, Abieta Jefferson, his first points of the ball game. 3 minutes to go in one that's been all Valley, and Hashimi steals it away, but up they call him for the reach instead. So that'll be his third personal. Fourth team foul on Valley, and Lovington dodging a bullet right there.
Yep, 65-31.
Because that would have put it in running clock neighborhood.
Just under 3 minutes to play now.
As Casadas to inbound it. And that one's swatted away by Jefferson. Also in for Valley, Villa.
You know, Lovington being here is a huge victory for them. First time to make this the playoffs here in Albuquerque in 12 years.
Yeah, this round they have.
Really, something to remember, something to build on.
Yes, it is, as Perez works in, and they are going to call the foul on Christopher Melendez, who just checked in. His first personal, fifth team foul. And so Perez will head back to the line to shoot two. That should put Lovington in the double bonus. It will. So Perez to the line. He is 2 of 2 from the stripe. He's got 4 points in the ball game. So the Cats still out there fighting.
And he even has a rebound as well.
Yes, he does. First one for Perez is good. Nothing but the bottom of the net. So it looks like we are going to be down to just 2 Lee County teams as Perez's second one is up, and it is good.
6 points in the game, 4 from the line.
Of course, we'll have a doubleheader for you tomorrow here on our family of stations. We'll talk about that here in just a few minutes. 2:40 to go as they'll work it out to Jefferson. Jefferson, a little shake and bake, working against Gomez, bouncing into Cisneros. Cisneros turn around from the left block and up and in. Cisneros now with 2 points in the ball game. 67-33, 2 1/4 left to go.
As the Valley will move on to face Hope Christian in the semifinals.
So the 2-3 matchup, that'll be tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. Of course, the game before that one will be right here as Jefferson will steal that one away. 14th turnover. Back down, and that one will go out of bounds as they trying to get Villa. But it's last touch by Lovington as the couple of, looks like the seniors are going to come out to finish things up for the Wildcats. As Julian Arroyo to Marcus Thompson, Anson Marquez on the floor. Alejandro Mendoza also checking in for the first time. And Donovan Gomez still on the floor too. They'll get it into Jefferson with 2 minutes remaining in the ball game. Around to Villa, to Hashimi, to Melendez. Melendez going to work it from the right to the left. Hashimi from the left wing for three. It's good. They have killed us beyond the arc, and now it is running clock territory. 70-33. Arroyo pushing it to Marquez, deep right corner. Anson back out to Julian. Julian, NBA 3, top of the arc, and that one off the mark, and Cisneros with his third board. Working it through as Melendez back to the front court to Jefferson. 90 seconds remaining. Of course, tomorrow, 1:15, we will be right back here at the pit. Melendez for three. Of course, it's good. 73-33, 40 points.
Who on their team can't shoot a three-pointer, right?
I would be willing to bet Cisneros can. As Arroyo will put up a tray, no good. Melendez will have the rebound. He'll push it forward. Ooh, as Villa, he'll go to the left block and put up a shot, no good, and then the ball going to be tipped out.
His foot slipped forward, very close to a travel there.
And it will be Lovington basketball as the Mendoza to inbound it. He'll get it into Julian. 50 seconds to go in the season for the Wildcats. Arroyo to Thompson. Thompson for three, and that one from the left wing bounces around, no good. Lovington has still not had a three-pointer in this ball game. And over, and a three on the way, and that one is going to be short. Thompson with the rebound. DeMarcus to Julian. Julian, the little push to DeMarcus. They're trying to get the alley-oop, and DeMarcus gets the rebound with 20 seconds to go, and they will call the block foul on Valley, and that'll end this one as Thompson will go to the line to finish it up. They're going to call that one on Villa. So DeMarcus will finish up his high school free throw line.
But the clock is running. I'm not sure they'll get set up enough to give him enough time. I think it may just run out. I don't think he's going to get a chance to shoot the free throw.
No, he's not, and that'll end it. And our final score, Lovington falls 73-33. to 33 to the Valley Vikings. We'll take a quick timeout, come back and wrap this one up. Wildcat basketball continues in a moment on KZOR.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Lovington schools support their students, staff, and faculty. Create, achieve, transform, and succeed are the words that Lovington school members live by. There are many school activities happening. Make sure you show your support and cheer on our students. If you or someone you know would like more information about Lovington schools, please log on to lovingtonschools.net. This message is brought to you by Lovington Schools Administration.
And welcome back to state basketball tournament action from the pit on 94.1 KZOR, Lovington Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. As this one is over 73-33, your final. Valley beating Lovington. And with the wrap-up, here's TJ Miracle.
Well, thank you very much, Dawn. And just not Lovington's day today, as came in and just way too much Valley in this ball game. Lovington shooting only 33% from the floor, and that really cost them. They got 0 3-pointers. And Lovington is a team that doesn't necessarily live and die by the three, but no threes in the ball game definitely hurt them. And for Valley, it didn't seem like they could miss. They went 13 of 34, so 13 trays in the ball game, 40% for them.
Wow.
So just too much Valley, but Lovington got back here for the first time in 12 years. Nothing at all to hang their heads about. DeMarcus Thompson led the scoring with 7 points. Of course, DeMarcus, one of the 3 seniors on this team. DeMarcus Thompson, Julian Arroyo, and Ensign Marquez. We wish them the best of luck moving on. So even though the Cats season is done, still a lot to be proud of for Coach Pack and his squad.
Sure, you bet. And they can hold their heads up that they came in, they gave it their all, they played as well as they could, and they're a young team, as we mentioned already. You're going to see everybody, back next season, hopefully, except for, Thompson, Arroyo, and for Marquez. And, of course, those are, 3 very important players for Lovington. But the good news is, as we have seen, and they got plenty of playing time, so they could have this very important experience here at the pit. We saw the bench players coming up. We have a ton of sophomores and juniors on this team, and even freshmen, a couple of exciting freshmen with Perez and with Gomez. And so the future looks bright for Lovington Wildcats, and this experience was invaluable. So congratulations, Coach Pack and Lovington. It's hard for them to feel that right now, but they do need to feel proud for that.
Well, they certainly do, and not much else you can say about it. But we're not done here at the state tournament. We've got a doubleheader for you tomorrow, as we will start another bright and early game. How come we always get the 8 a.m.ers? But the Tatum Lady Coyotes will be taking on the Penasco Lady Panthers tomorrow from the Rio Rancho Event Center. 8 a.m. start time on that one on our sister station, Kicks 103, and then we'll be right back here at the pit tomorrow afternoon on our sister station, Eagle 100.5, as the Hobbs Lady Eagles going to be in action against the Volcano Vista Lady Hawks. That game about 1:15 tomorrow. So with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on this one as the Wildcats fall 73-33. Wildcat playoff basketball has been brought to you by Bob Thriftway, the Lee County Electric Cooperative, Battle Energy Services, Now Pharmacy, the Lovington Schools, Eunice Pump and Supply, R360, Norley Hospital, LECO, IPS Incorporated, and Lasco Construction. For Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing, for Don Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from the pit. This has been an exclusive presentation of New Walmart Digital and Z94 KZOR Sports.